severe storm blew through the area, bringing over 40 millimeters of rain and winds gusting up to 80 kilometers an hour. The tarp tore free of our wood pile lean-to after a last-ditch effort to secure it before the storm reached its peak. So once the weather settled down, we had to fix and reinforce it. The gazebo was still standing strong. We were pretty paranoid about it with all the wind, and so we kept checking on it to ensure the tie-downs didn't get pulled free from the ground or the gangplank didn't snap entirely. Luckily, the changes we made seemed to be doing the trick. Other than that, there was no damage to our property. The dead, standing elms across the river took a beating and lost several large branches and in some cases snapped at the trunks. In all of this, we never lost power, which is one of the benefits of being off-grid that we really love. There are no overhead wires vulnerable to the wind, and the panels are in a fairly sheltered location.
You're taking all those off?
No, not all of them.
Oh.
But a lot of them. And I'm going to rip them through the saw and then turn them on their side like a stud. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because if you see, it's got all this lateral flex when you lay on its side, because that's the way the grain is. If you turn it on its side, it's like a 2x4. Right now it's a one inch piece of wood that's really wide.
Yeah.
I can cut it in half and eventually turn it into a 2x1.
Okay.
And it'll be a lot stiffer, because when it sags, the snow builds up here and then it stays in pools and melts and the wood's getting wet. Right? The tarp won't keep standing water, it'll just leach through the fibers and trickle slowly down on the bottom. So I gotta get that all off. There's all these half-dead flies, eh? They're all super cold.
You are like gold dust over me, just like an angel set me free. Where are you now? Do you feel safe? I don't need an answer, just need some space. Don't let me darken your front door. That is not what I came here for. Do you still carry all that weight? Don't need an answer, just need a debate. Don't stop before it's over. The weight is off your shoulder. Everything we fear will go away. You said it's a promise. I said that I doubt that. I'm your only reason to stay. Darkness has robbed me of my sight. Hold on to what I believe in love. Are you doing well? Do you feel fine? Don't need an answer, just need a sign. I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling good. Feeling like I never could. Wait for me, I'm almost there. Soon we're floating in the air.
Hey everybody, happy Saturday. We just wanted to share kind of a PSA of sorts or whatever, or just for those who aren't in the know, or anyone who's not thinking that, an individual is having a negative impact on their environment. We just want to show you this patch of horrible death. This land, this like 3 square feet or whatever, is cursed. It seems folks that lived here before us took it upon themselves to burn some garbage. You can see remnants of wire, melted lead from circuit boards. I imagine it was a bunch of radios and things. We saw, like we thrown out some of the obvious garbage, but it looks like it was a bunch of electronics and stuff. And it has poisoned this ground, and like it looks like it's been burnt, but we haven't done anything with this other than mow the lawn in the around 3 years that we've been here, and nothing grows here. Not weeds, not grass, nothing. Just found it fascinating. I figured when we first saw it that maybe it was the people that we had bought the property from and they had just recently burnt it and it would just grow back on its own, but since then, no, nothing. So what we're going to do is actually a suggestion from our son is just dig down and remove about a foot of earth, I guess, and put it in a waste, like a heavy construction bag, and throw it out, and then we'll replace it with some topsoil. Obviously I'm not going to plant a garden here because I imagine there's like lead poisoning, copper poisoning, whatever else, God knows, whatever plastics were melted and burnt into the soil. But it's just, worth pointing out, even these little things, like that has an impact. And I wouldn't have thought that a little trash fire, knowing it's going to send up all this terrible smoke, wouldn't have thought that it would literally scorch the earth and salt it forever so that it never grows again in some like biblical way. Interesting stuff, maybe. Like it's literally like you can chop it like, see what I mean?
Oh wow, wet.
Oh yeah.
That makes it easier though.
I could buck this all up with the hatchet.
I was gonna say that axe is probably heavier than what you need to be holding.
Yeah. And then this is maple, and it's actually pretty dry. So I've been piling it separate. And then the oak, I'm putting them in these little mini stacks, like this way, so that they can get the wind and dry out in the sun a bit.
Yeah.
But they're pretty terrible. Like, you know what I mean? Like you see when I hit the axe into it, like water splashes out from around the blade. And it's pretty horrific. Like this stuff will be ready in like 2 years. But the other stuff, the maple and that, and some of the other oak that I got isn't quite so saturated. There.
Hey guys, so we are working on our farmhouse wood lean-to again today. This has actually taken us longer than anticipated, which seems to be par for the course, but it's all good. Once we took off the tarps and everything, we ran into or noticed some things that we didn't realize were wrong with the structure itself. So we're going to fix that all up and make sure that it's stronger and better than before. The trouble was when we did this last year, it was in the winter, so we had to have the tarp on top of it from the very beginning just to keep the snow off even as we were working. So there was a lot of things that we didn't notice, and it was just harder to do underneath there and make sure of. So it's all good. We're fixing it now. Some of the things that we've had to do so far, Al noticed that there was one area where the wood was actually touching the ground. So we can't have that. We can't have the wood rotting. So I had to go back in the movies and I had to look up how we originally did all of this because neither one of us could remember. And luckily, from the other end, we can even see the pallets and all of the different things that we put under the wood still holding everything up, but we just can't see it from every area, so we needed to make sure. And it turns out, luckily, that it's just the one area, so Al dug down and he stuck some wood under there, and now that area is no longer sagging. And then the other thing is the whole structure was moving forward, so Al had to put in some pegs, some cedar pegs to hold it down and make sure that it's not moving forward. So he did that, and that's all good. The other thing that he had to do was take all of the rafters off that were previously there, cut them in half, and then turn them on their side to make them stronger. So we have way more rafters now, and it's just stronger in general. I also had to rearrange the wood so that the structural ones that we left up there and that we didn't want to take down, we've lifted them up so that they're no longer sagging, so that the water will just sheet off the roof when it lands on it. And then the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to add OSB today. It's just insurance that the water doesn't get through. So we'll have the OSB there, and then we're putting the tarps back on. Our tarps are pretty shredded, so we did have to get rid of a couple, but they're so huge, the ones that we bought, the white ones, that we can double them up. And then our neighbor actually gave us her tarp, which is the same one that we had bought. But she had bought a huge one, even bigger than what we had bought, and didn't need it. So she had cut off the excess of the one that she had, and it's actually the perfect size for what we need it for. So once we get everything all back up, I think it's going to be better than before. And you know, this structure only needs to last for another year, tops 2 years, while we are wanting to keep this wood dry and be able to get at it easily to build the house, and also to do all the stuff that we want to do in the guest house eventually. But we've got a beautiful day again today, and I think that it's not supposed to rain for another couple days. It's really, really nice to be outside again and just hear all the birds singing and see some of the new babies. So anyway, that's what we're up to today.
So what I'm doing now, we're just doing some prep on our Bumtown lean-to. One of the things that we notice is as the tarp starts to degrade in the sun, anywhere where you have anything protruding, little pieces of wood, or even the edges of the joists or the rafters, they poke through. So we just figured we got all this rotten tarp, just kind of twisting it up and bulking it up, and then laying it across the edge of the rafters, and then just screwing it in here and there. The idea is that that'll be kind of a cushion. Then we'll lay the tarp over top of that, so that when the wind hits it and it starts waving around, you know, it's got that kind of soft pillow-esque thing, just keeping it from tearing open. We just want it's got to last us, I'd say, max 2 years. The last one we put together last winter, so it, you know, made it almost a whole year, but these tarps seem to take a beating in the sun, so we're doing the best we can to squeeze as much use out of them as we can. Out of my way, you bastards. grade school.